Mohan, studying in class 12th at Makaya. My question is, what is your vision of inclusive development and how do we ensure that marginalized communities are not left behind?
That's exactly what, frankly, every Indian government claims to be committed to. So it's in fact, an easy question to answer in that sense. Because inclusive development means that no one is left behind. It means that you bring in people who've been excluded in the past, the tribals, for example, who've been beyond the purview of education in the schools, bring schools to them, educate them, give them opportunities, give them scholarships, give them chances. Similarly, for some time now, there were particular groups that were marginalized. Like in Kerala, we're very proud to say everybody has equal access to education. That's true. But there are many states where, for example, we didn't have the benefit of the kind of reformist Muslim leaders we had in Kerala. And so in many Muslim communities in other parts of India, the women were not educated. They were forced to drop out of school as soon as they reached puberty. And they had to stay at home for whatever social reasons, cultural reasons, I'm not arguing. And as a result, they became de facto educationally marginalized. We need to somehow give them an opportunity. One of the ways in which we're reaching out to people like that is through the availability of online education. So they can stay at home but also be educated through online courses and so on. The other challenge is people in remote areas. For example, there are parts of Arunachal, parts of the Himalayas and elsewhere where there are no schools because it's very difficult to build the schools. And there are often not enough people living in those areas to justify the expense of building a school. And then some children incredibly walk literally dozens of kilometers every day just to get to the nearest school in the nearest town. But we need to be able to make life easier for them. We need to bring education to all these remote areas as well. And that's something too that the government is trying to do. And increasingly, online again may be the way to go, but we have to get those online connectivities established in those areas, which is also not very easy. The expense required is one thing that has prevented 100% reach. But to my mind, it's an expense worth making. Because the entire obligation of a government is to do what the market will not do. So just as you must provide a service because it is your duty to do it, it is the government's duty to ensure that every Indian citizen, whoever or wherever she or he is and lives, gets the benefits that the government gives to others who are more accessible. That's what I mean by totally inclusive education. The moment you exclude, you are doing a disservice. The private sector, which is governed by a different market logic, they will not make that effort. But the government should do that. And the government certainly has an obligation to help the marginalized. As far as I'm concerned, whether you're marginalized because of your gender, because of your tribe, because of your caste, there was also a time when Dalits weren't allowed into schools. Today, we have affirmative action for Dalits. We are encouraging Dalits to come, we give them support, we give them opportunities, we give them scholarships. That's very important. Similarly, we should offer similar kinds of extra hands, extra helping hands to people who are marginalized for other reasons. Caste, creed, region, language, gender, tribal status, and so on. So all of those things we have to be particularly extra attentive to ensure we cover. Everyone says that's what the government is supposed to do. It's not yet 100% achieved everywhere in our country, and that task is a priority task.